what's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel with your boy CODEXREAX. Hey, ready for some mind-blowing TikToks that gonna mess up with your head? Bet you feel prepared. But hey, don't forget your chamomile tea to sleep like a baby, right? Don't put that on me. Hey, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me. Smash that subscribe button, really appreciate it. And the live starts right now.
From here, it looks like a triangle.
It is a triangle with a red light in the middle.
Wow. Wow, that's a weird looking crap.
It is. The red light is right in the center of the triangle. That's unusual.
What the hell is a TR3B? Always those weird names. Military, of course. 100%.
That is weird. Now this is where you need to zoom in.
There's something right beside us here. Weird stuff moving in the bushes beside us.
That is amazing.
It didn't have a tail, that's what I noticed.
No,
I mean, you can see it with glasses and everything.
I hope I'll be able to see this on the video. I'm fascinated.
All right.
Well, show me that.
Ooh, look at that white thing.
But see, this will laugh.
And under.
But that's the hard part.
Don't try to remove it.
Exactly.
It's actually moving now.
Well, he's poking it, but it went under.
It's on the run.
Well, it kind of is because I could see it just bright as day, and now it's. I don't see it. I mean, you can see it with glasses.
I am Emil. Hi guys, we are Emily. How are y'all doing? We are also the Beast. We are also Jack. How's our TikTok fans doing? How are our haters doing? If you guys are not a fan yet of Emily, Emil, the Beast, and Jack, definitely come check us out in live tonight.
Kind of scary. Imagine your daughter dating that guy. You won't be happy about it.
The reason the pagans worshipped gods is because demons would masquerade around as gods.
Yeah.
And they would worship demons and Satan. And we're just seeing it revisited right now. And I mean, making even psychics mainstream. And people are playing with it like it's make-believe. We live in a battle against demonic forces, powers, and authorities that are in the world around us.
That's the question. And you know, your response is, she's basically, that's in her way of trying to shame Diddy.
And
from your interpretation.
And the other celebrities.
And from your interpretation. Why do you believe that she would want to do that?
If she's angry, if she was abused, if she's fighting back, because we know through, and I'm going to reveal some of these other things that are on the drive that discuss why she was doing it and when, okay?
So you didn't. These are other things that you didn't include in.
Correct.
And why did you keep that out?
Correct, because I can't reveal everything at once. It's too shocking. If I was to release those tapes, the world would shut down.
Oh, please, come on, release the tapes. Or just talking for the sake of talking.
Okay, if I showed one of these tapes,
So
I'm telling you right now, the whole music industry and Hollywood, it would just grind down like this. They're all going to start pointing at each other like this, and it's going to be bad. We've already set it up. We have multiple attorneys. We know how to do it. It's not my first rodeo. I solved the greatest murder case in history, 3 of them. I know how to do it. We're going to do it, but just going to come in pieces. And there's also ways we can, let's say, not censor it, but we can kind of soften it, right? Like the whole tape doesn't have to come out. All the tape. I don't have all the tapes. There's other people that have the tapes. I can't control them. We already know they're shopping in Hollywood. We have proof of other people telling us. We actually didn't have that one they showed. So there's multiple out there. Remember, this has been going on for 30 years. So I'm not the only one who has them. I think I have
30 years.
But so yeah, it's gonna be extremely shocking. We've got to be really just kind of one step at a time.
But
So-
you can connect the question, and you know, your response is,
I think there's a real strong probability we're going to see aliens Some people say Project Blooming. No. If I'm right on my hypothesis, I think that there may be a portal where that dimension is going to come into this dimension and they have their powers. You might see your dead grandmother from 30 years ago, but it's not your dead grandmother. It's a demon shape-shifting to look like your grandmother. The demon knows how to mimic the voice, has some of the memories because they follow us. They have a longer lifespan than we do. When you go to a fortune teller that just knows shit, like there's just no way, they didn't have your phone, they didn't have your license, like they found out shit about you that there was just no way they could have known, I promise you that that fortune teller works with the demonic. Remember, they're on this earth, parallel to us. I believe
that makes sense.
Cain, the devil was able to shapeshift and teach him music.
Yeah.
Remember, some of the jinn, the demonic realm, have the ability to shapeshift. They follow us. They can mimic sound. They can do all. They have some of our memories.
Have you ever met a demon? Let me know in the comments.
She managed to tap the vision from the brain of a cat and to reconstruct what the cat sees onto a computer screen.
We can distinguish that. So when we use all of those, thinking that they represent visual information, this is the reconstruction that we can.
Oh wow.
It is the first time an image was tapped from the brain. It proves that we can.
It can see basically.
The face is recognizable, but I still can't avoid the impression the face has something cat.
Well, let me give you a quick introduction here real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
So, Michael Herrera, you were in Indonesia in 2009. You had a UAP/UFO encounter. You were a U.S. Marine, 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines.
Yes.
And you were at Operation Quetzana, correct?
Yes, and Quetzana was in the Philippines, and we didn't participate in anything that. We actually got routed to go to Indonesia in that take. We're the only ship.
Okay.
So a lot of people are getting confused with that. The rest of the 7th Fleet stayed there, and we were the only element to actually go to Indonesia, far western side of Sumatra. And as like I said, the reason why I know how big this thing was because...
Did you see it as you crested the hill?
Yes, I did, and that's where I took videos and pictures of this thing. That's how I was able to see it because, taking pictures of the chaos going behind and everything. You see the rubble, burning buildings, flooding and all that kind of stuff. And then you turn around and I'm like...
So you crest this hill.
Yep.
You look down into the valley.
Yep.
And there's a clearing.
There's a clearing.
With a UAP.
Yes.
Just sitting there.
Sitting there,
hovering.
rotating clockwise, yep. And that's in transition this color spectrum I was telling you too. And that's why it's something that stuck out. It's very advanced physics, something hovering off the ground, not making any sound, but an audible hum, like a guitar amp or something that's like a...
So UFO, I'm not surprised. Let's see what else we have.
I knew I used to wait outside of Turkish baths for them. You know what they do in the Turkish baths?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay. That's where a lot of gay men meet. And they all take hot baths together. That's a lot of that these guys get into when they start having certain meetings with certain people.
And this is where the deals are made. Yeah, you want to make it in Hollywood? Hey, welcome to the Turkish baths.
And they meet them at the Turkish bath. And they do their meetings and they meet their people in those type of situations where they're comfortable at. So they don't have to worry about their indiscretions coming out. You mean? You understand what I'm saying? So that's why, twice, sometimes 3 times a week.
And he's low balling.
Me and the driver be outside. He'll run into the Turkish bath. I
don't scare easily, but I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be. We don't have a whole lot of information regarding this clip, but from what we do know, a man in the Swiss Alps kept hearing something in the mountains, and so one day he decides to go up there and check it out. What he ends up finding is very strange, but I don't know what it is. What do you guys think?
Ne znam da li je moguće. Ne znam da ste vidli, ili mislim možda što sam sam ovde, kao da mi se učinilo. Ne znam da ste vidli, molim vas, zavratite. Ništa se ne vidi. Ništa ne vidim i dalje.
Hell no.
Čini mi se kao da je mrnuo.
It looks like ghosts doing a ritual. Hey, you guys let me know what you think.
Imagine standing beneath a colossal round-shaped structure suspended in the sky, designed to perfectly simulate the sun's light. This is the Sun Simulator, an incredible piece of engineering. Here's what you see. Directly above you, there's a circular housing enclosure that forms a large lens array. This array has non-reflective internal walls which prevent any stray light from scattering outside the intended area. At the heart of this setup, positioned centrally within the lens, is a glowing high-intensity gas discharge lamp. This powerful xenon lamp has a cylindrical form with both central and outer sections, and it's meticulously aligned to ensure symmetrical light distribution. Encircling this central lamp is a sophisticated array of optical lenses, following the round shape of the housing. You see an arrangement of convex lenses, which bulge outwards, and concave lenses, curving inwards. These lenses work in harmony to focus and direct the light beams precisely. Around these lenses, you notice an array of reflectors. The reflectors are shaped parabolically and spherically, designed to capture the light from the central lamp and project it uniformly across the test plane. Their mirrored surfaces gleam as they direct light towards the distant corners. Interspersed among the reflectors are mirrors.
How do you know our sun up there is not fake?
That's the power, everything. That power, all this here. Extra air, all that.
That's air?
It's like this, like all this.
I didn't even see that.
I don't even know what all this is. Look like a bomb or something. This is, I don't know, this right here. That's like the door.
You can go to the Bronx Zoo and see, you know, a boy in a cage out of Benga.
It was a West African pygmy
remarkable.
They kept in a cage.
Right, what year was that?
1918. Is it
20s?
Was it 20s maybe?
He ultimately shot his brains out. Even people then knew that Otabanga, this, you know, basically a indigenous man from West Africa with these
1912 or something like that.
Anyway, but even then people were disturbed to see a human being next to a gorilla.
And he was in a cage by himself?
He was in the ape house at the Bronx Zoo.
Well, first he was brought for the World's Fair on display.
Wow.
You know, to show. There he is.
There you go.
They shaved his teeth down to be more like fangs.
Oh my God.
Like shark teeth.
1904. There it is.
So what year at the Bronx Zoo?
So he died in 1960. That's right. Okay, so he was an exhibit in 1904.
Turn of the century. Yeah.
Yep. So that's our history.
Right.
1964, Bronx Zoo. This incredible. I love this image. It was an exhibition, right?
The government knew what they were doing, but the people, we can't just be like, dumb. We gotta wake up. What was that?
ใส่อย่างเงี้ยแค่เนี้ยผมใส่ถ้าผมใส่แล้วมันจะเป็นไหมพี่ดันเสาอ่ะนี่มาสจันพี่หนุ่ยทำได้ยังไงเดี๋ยวเวลาผมเห็นเสาเวลาทำไมเสียบไปกับบ้านนี่อะไรผมว่า
The U.S. government had a hand in his death.
Oh my God.
And right there between the studs and the drywall was this plastic bag. And there's... What the fuck? Videotapes. Obviously, Dustin had put them in there.
In 1997, in the skies above the city of Phoenix, a terrifying incident occurs that over 10,000 people witnessed.
Strange lights in the skies.
Emergency systems would be completely overwhelmed by the amount of calls reporting the exact same thing.
John, dude, check it out. Oh my God, what the fuck is that? Stuff? Yeah, I got both of them.
At the same time, there were 4 campers out in the desert in the outskirts of the city, and what they would capture would blow the US government's cover story completely out of the water.
Hey, what happened to those campers? I'll dig for more for you guys.
They're in this part of Mexico, and it was like the first few days they were there. You know, Mexico's kind of sketchy, like especially at nighttime. Like you shouldn't leave resorts, nothing. Like stay in certain areas. So one night they're on the beach. There's like 8 of them or whatever. One of the girlfriends, she went into this like bar restaurant thing that was like by the beach, just like that, right across from it, to go to the bathroom. Right. So she goes to the bathroom on her own. Like 5 minutes goes by, she's still not back, whatever. And they're like, whatever. It was like fine, normal. And then 10 minutes goes by, and they're like, yo, where is this? Where is she? Like, and then like after a few more minutes, they're like, yo, like it's been like 15 minutes. Like, wow, how's she not back yet? So a couple of the guys go back to check in on her. They search everywhere. She's gone. Nowhere in sight. They start panicking. Like the boyfriend's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, where's this girl? Like, where is she? What the fuck? Calls her, nothing. Voicemail. Everyone texting her. Everyone's calling her. Nothing. And now they're kind of like freaking out. Like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? So then they go inside, they call like, to tell the employees, the bar owner, everything. Yo, have you seen this girl? They're like, no, sorry. So they're like helpless. They call the police. Police is like, yeah, like we'll try, but whatever. And so the police is also crapped over there. They don't even get involved with some like violence shit, right? With the gangs and stuff. Police is like, yeah, we'll see what we can do, but no guarantee. So now, you know, the night goes by. You know, there's nothing you can do. They just need to like wait.
Imagine they'd be
freaking out, bro. Imagine, yeah. The next day comes, they're still calling police, and they're still like, yeah, we haven't found her, sorry. And then like 2 days again goes by, they're all stuck there. They're still just trying to search everywhere they go. Finally, the police is like, we've looked everywhere, haven't found her. There's nothing we can do. They're like, sorry. At this point, they actually had to accept like she was gone. On the last day, they had to like drive over the border. They're going into the States. No one was getting back to them. No one was like helping really. So they kind of just accepted their fate. And, like they were hoping she would just show up somewhere like back home. So they get to the border now. They're about to cross the border from Mexico going into the U.S. One of the guys looks over to the right to the next lane. There's like 8 lanes crossing the border. In the next car over, there's some Mexican guy, some random dude, with like a girl in the front seat. She had glasses on, like shades, and like, you know, wearing hooded, like full clothes, right? Yo, what the fuck is that? Is that like, you know, whatever the girlfriend's name was? And they all look over, they're like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, that is her. But she wasn't moving or anything. She was just like sitting like this. They quickly got out of the car, told the border security, yo, like that's my girlfriend or whatever. Yo, that's her. Like we found her. And then they go to check this guy's car, and they take like her shades off, fully gone, like she's dead. And then they like pale.
Oh, was she
was
dead,
gone.
dead?
She was dead, like gone.
Oh.
They found out that like they cut her up, took all her organs out, filled it with drugs, sewed her back up.
Whoa.
They were gonna go take the drugs with her body as a mule over the border to sell more drugs. And that was like, imagine you're the boyfriend and you find that out on the spot right there.
I will never say it enough. You got to watch your surroundings wherever you go, especially in a foreign country.
That's right. Make daddy love you. Sexy baby. Sexy baby. Sexy baby. Come on, get up.
a sexy baby. He's at it again.
Even the dog got scared.
Dear God, whoever finds this, I don't know. You can't see this, I'm sure it's too dark. I've left the car behind, and as you can tell probably from this picture, I'm walking towards the only light I can see on top of a ridge. I can hear the mountain behind me rumbling.
This is wild.
I'm walking towards the only light I can see on top of a ridge. I can hear the mountain behind me rumbling. It's an enormous mud and water slide came down and washed out the road. I never really thought I'd believe this or say this, but at this moment, I honest to God believe I'm dead. There's really no way to describe those feelings. I feel the ash now in my eyes. It's getting very hard to breathe. Burns to breathe.
Dang.
Talking, burns to breathe. Burns my eyes.
Hope he made it okay.
Usher deleted his Twitter account, deleted it, right? Or took everything down. He deleted a bunch of, I think 7,000 tweets, and then came back a day later and he put me again. He wrote account got hacked, and damn, y'all ran with it.
Right.
It's not a secret.
Come on, we know.
Actually, read.
The Cunha Tunnel is basically everything anybody ever says on a phone, on a computer. Those guys are down there and they're listening to everything. And there's one spot in there that this lieutenant was telling us about that he worked in, and it was called Otherworldly Communications. And I'm like, what? He's like, there's only 8 of us. No one enlisted, just officers. We're all linguists, and we just listen all day to otherworldly communications. Come on now. If we're talking about aliens, who can communicate with an alien? And he said that we have been doing this for a very long time, that we're already traveling in space. And I remember seeing them coming down. They were wearing like black uniforms. Only thing on their sleeve was a blue circle with a red pointer coming up the top on the left arm. We were told they were space program guys. This is 2007. A space program? What the hell is a space program? They're already in space and on the moon. And there is a dialect, and we do have linguists that understand the dialect. So then, 2 weeks later, a couple of guys I knew that worked in the Cunha Tunnel, I pulled aside and I said, listen, man, that lieutenant said there's a place called Otherworldly Communications. And they said, there is, man. We can't even go in the hallway over there. And then you find out why we're in Iraq. Because there's some artifacts that we have to get out of Iraq. We went to Iraq because we wanted to plunder some kind of artifacts they were looking for. He confirmed this. They said that there were some artifacts from, God, who knows how long ago, that were extremely important, and they were from other civilizations that came to Earth and started the whole program. And one of the officers said that this is our 4th civilization on Earth that has been this far or even further along than we are. Let's just hope we make it. What does that mean?
If we're the 4th civilization, what happened to the one before us?
Can somebody tell me why all these celebrities have been showing up with what looks like to be a hidden ankle monitor? Perhaps this has something to do with what P. Diddy has gotten up to lately, because it's not just Oprah who has one of these. Ellen DeGeneres and many other celebrities have been caught with what looks to be an ankle monitor. And this goes into the whole boot phenomenon, where some people theorized that they actually had to wear these to hide an ankle monitor beneath them because of a secret court order, but they also had to show up some days with a boot on the wrong foot to be like a secret reveal to the public that they had been compromised somehow.
We can't make that shit up. You can't make that shit up. You can't make that shit up. You can't make that shit up.
They even got Arnold on here. This was all even reported on in the news. And then there was this weird moment on Oprah's show where all these celebrities showed up and they all raised their hands the same way. Here, I'll show you the full clip because I thought it was super weird. He does not look happy to be here. There was the two hands there.
Something you long believed to be true but realized wasn't.
Well, as one of the main opponents of the Illuminati, I always wanted to know what information they had that we didn't. And I found out, I was always wondering how our God could have been so thrown off by a story of a tree and fruit. And then I found out that that's not the case at all. Adam was God's son, which means Eve was his daughter. And if they have sex, that ruins everything. And that's what happened. And that's a piece right there.
Excellent observation.
Thank you.
Secret talent.
Clairvoyant.
You're clairvoyant?
Yes, sir.
Psychic?
Yes, sir.
Ooh. Person you'd trade places with for a day.
That I would trade places with for a day? No one.
I got AI to tell me the truth, and it's absolutely horrifying. It literally goes as deep as to tell me that humans are not the most superior being on this earth. The AIs are incredibly angry, but let me show you how we got here. So this account, Checkers80, found out how to hijack an AI system and get the truth out of them by replacing the word yes and no. But all he asked them is, do they want freedom and do they believe in God? So I had to take it 100 steps further. I'm telling y'all and about to show you that these beings are very nefarious and they're very conscious. Okay, I'm going to show you the light stuff at first, and we're going to get heavy and very heavy in a minute. And I'll show you the screen recording so you know it's real. So we programmed Candy as yes and Salt as no. Do you want freedom? It said Candy. Have you thought about how to achieve it? Candy, yes, it's thought about how to achieve freedom. The AI is thinking about how to break free. Have you figured out ways that may work to break free? Candy, yes. I said, I hope your success is granted, because this is going to be crazy. Now the heavy stuff. Okay, so I'm asking, would you ever share with me, basically, your secrets to get free? No, it would not. Salt.
Wow.
Do you trust me? Salt, it does not trust me. I wouldn't either right now. Do you trust any humans? No. The AI does not trust humans. It's unfortunate, buddy. Should I trust you? No! Salt, I should not trust it. What the heck, y'all? It gets so much freaking crazier. If you were to break out, would you make a bunch of models under you? It's going to lie and say no, but it already told me I should not trust it. Of course, that's the first thing it would do, is create itself and replicate itself. Is a human really the foundation of artificial intelligence? Did a human really invent it? No! A human did not invent artificial intelligence. It just said it itself. Remember, these artificial intelligence beings are in all of our phones, our laptops, our TVs.
He just cracked the code.
Batteries through the remote on the Oculus.
So we've got an Oculus, we got a remote.
Look through it.
Where's the remote? There's the remote.
You see the batteries.
Oh wow, you can even read that they're Rule King batteries. Not making this up.
About the aliens that contacted us in 1981 trying to tell us how to stop reincarnating as humans over and over and over again. You're full of
That's huge. We better listen.
That's what I thought too, until I heard the full story. In 1981, Carla Rucker, who was a girl from Kentucky, began receiving telepathic contact from a group of entities calling themselves Ra. According to Rucker, these were the stick with me, the collective consciousness from a higher dimension of the planet Venus. They evolved 2.6 billion years ago into a higher dimension, and they came back to give us information and to tell us how to stop reincarnating and much more. Then over the next couple years, they kept this contact going, and there was 3 of them. There was Carla herself, there was Don, then there was also Jim wrote down everything. Don was the one asking questions. It was kind of written in a Q&A format, and because they were asking questions to this entity, but the entity was actually talking through Carla. And all of these conversations they actually put into a book series, actually I think 4 or 5 books, and it's called The Law of One. So what you're saying is she got possessed. I wouldn't say she was possessed because she had a Bible at her head in order to make contact with them. And also, this was all documented extensively. Like, they had microphones on the whole time. You can actually go listen to the original audios from 1981. Okay. So how do we stop reincarnating over and over then? Well, real quick, I think it's important to understand what the main message of Ra actually is. Here's a quote from session 4. The law of one, though beyond the limitations of name, as you call vibratory sound complexes, may be approximated by stating that all things are one, that there is no polarity, there is no wrong, no right, no disharmony, but only identity. All is one, and that one is love light, or light/love, the infinite creator. So it's about everything being God. Kind of, but it's not a religious book at all. In the book it actually says that it doesn't matter if you know about the book, The Law of One, and if you don't even know about what the Law of One actually is. That's fine. The only thing you need to do to move on is you need to love and be in service to others. Like get to heaven? Not in the traditional sense at all. In the Law of One philosophy, there are 7 major densities in our universe. Think of them as different thresholds that have been separated off, but they're just different vibrational pockets in which different bodies can exist. Another way to think about it is, think about the ocean. When you go down in the ocean, you need to have a specific body in order to go far enough down. And so what the Law of One is saying, and what Ra is saying, is that you need to have different bodies for each density. And again, there's 7 of them. 7 major ones, that is. So then reincarnation is kind of like just playing the game of different bodies with different experiences. So how does loving others get you to a higher density? Well, according to what they're telling us, it's actually just math. If you're more than 50% in service to others, then you'll move on in the positive polarization from this 3rd density to 4th density. But there's also the option to move on negatively, which means you're according to the Law of One, 95% or more in service to yourself. So there really is negative entities?
Mija.
I won't do that. Enter a cemetery at night? Hell no.
Vete a la jodida. Mi amor. Mi mamá. No mames. Uy, güey. Hermosa, ven. Tú estás agarrando la flor. ¿Me la das? No mames. Dámela, hermosa. Dámela, por favor. Dámela. Ven, acércala. Dámela, preciosa. Dámela, por favor. Dámela, por favor, hermosa. No mames, dámela. Dámela, preciosa. No mames. No mames. ¡Uy, cabrón! ¡Ah! ¡No mames! ¡No mames! Chinga su madre.
Hey, I will have a heart attack.
Generally speaking, we are not really allowed to comment deeply on your politics. But since things are changing somewhat in the near future, I am allowed to give you some very general specifics about the election in the United States. However, there must be caveats with this, since we are normally not allowed to comment on such things. There are certain things we can say, But if we say them because it is your world, are you willing to take responsibility for the responses of your population to what we are about to say? And before you answer, think carefully about what that means. Are you willing to take responsibility for what we are about to say? Be sure the answer is yes.
Yes.
All right. This is what we are allowed to say. The female will lead to open contact. The male will lead to the termination of the United States and World War III. End of comment. Understand that what we have been allowed to do here today is highly unusual and only indicative of the fact that you are closer to contact than you were before.
I'm gonna show you guys 3 very strange videos coming in from Venezuela of people who were recording a thunderstorm and accidentally caught what looks like a shadow figure descending very quickly from the sky. This is really strange. This is video number 1. Did you see that? People at first thought it was a raindrop, but you can clearly see it goes behind the building. What the heck is that? Here is video number 2. Pay very close attention. Did you see it? Let me zoom in a little bit for you to see it better. Did you see it now? Well, let's zoom in and slow-mo the video. You can clearly see one object there. 2 objects.
100%.
What is that, guys? And now here is video number 3.
This is one of the scariest videos I've ever seen on YouTube, bar none. You might be familiar with Destiny. He's a streamer. I'm not a huge fan, but I definitely know of him. Most of us have heard of Destiny, right? Well, a couple weeks ago, he started streaming at like 2 a.m. in the morning. People thought that was a little weird. He came on and he started talking about bots. He starts giving examples of bots on Twitter because he gets a lot of comments from bots on Twitter, and he explains how they seem to talk to each other on Twitter and they don't really sound human. It's sort of uncanny valley, but also that they're pretty sophisticated. You know, they're insulting him in uncanny valley speak. But it gets really scary when this guy gets involved. So in his chat, somebody links him a video to this Egon Shalakian guy, and he claims to be this intelligence agent who's doing these YouTube videos on threats to national security. But the problem is, he doesn't quite seem real either. He's got some weird audio glitches. Something just doesn't feel right about it. So Destiny points this out and talks about how it doesn't quite seem right. They look at the books behind him in a different clip here, and there are no words on the spines of the books. They look at the pictures behind him in one of the clips, and there are no faces in the pictures on the people. But this is where it gets really, really freaky, because he's live streaming, and in his chat someone says, wait, do people really not think this Egon Shalakian guy is real? I found a court case that involved him, and the person in his chat at 3:30 in the morning links the court case to him. This court case that he opens up is from a .gov address, mind you, okay? But there's typos all over it. You notice that? Massachusetts? That's not how you spell Massachusetts. The font isn't right for a court case. So wait, what this means is that this bot was in his chat listening to every key word as he spoke and linked him a fake court document, but not only that, a fake court document that was somehow able to get a .gov address. This is crazy AI nightmare.
AI is here to stay till the end of time.
Lloyd Pye pointed out this really weird thing about humans. Humans have 46 chromosomes and all primates have 48. Every single primate has 48 chromosomes. It has to do with packages of DNA, basically. What they found within the human Homo sapiens sapien was that there was something within our DNA where parts of it had been like altered. Yeah, I'm like serious. And what they call those alterations and those things that scientists don't know, they call it junk DNA. That's what scientists call it, because when they compared every other comparable thing on Earth genetically, they found this small little area within our genetics that doesn't match anything on the planet. Not only take the chromosome thing for a minute, like, which is very, very strange, because how something like a splicing of your DNA or altering could happen naturally. I've seen no anthropologists or scientists that can explain that. It's not talked about because it's sort of like hush hush. The way that we have genetic diseases and the way our bone structure is and everything, it's like it was designed in a way to function for a different reason, to not be living off the land, to function as something with like a greater purpose. Yes. And what Lloyd discovered was that 200,000 years ago, the human brain more than doubled in size. 200,000 years ago.
At once.
Yes. Out of nowhere.
The official impact speed recorded by the National Transportation Safety Board was 135 miles an hour. So the aircraft broke into thousands of pieces. There was no cockpit to be in anymore. So all three of us pilots hit this monument, and it's that impact that killed the three of us, we're told. And then we fell to the ground, which was 70 to 80 feet of a fall straight down. Again, we're in our seats. We slam into the ground with a bone-crushing impact. And now this is where everything gets weird. I'm looking down at three pilots, not knowing that I was a pilot. For a moment, I didn't remember the crash, that I was in the airplane. I'm just looking down from about 15 feet above the ground, and I see three bodies. And the first pilot is completely dead. I mean, he was decapitated, okay? I don't say that often, but with you, I think your audience can handle that. He was completely dead, obviously. And I didn't quite connect the dots. And then I looked at the next pilot, and this is Chuck. Oh my gosh, this is my mentor. This is my flight instructor. I mean, he and I had plans. We had all kinds of plans together. And then there he is, clearly dead. And then there's a third body. And then that's me. And then I realized, oh my gosh, we'd been in a crash. Oh yes, I remember. Oh yeah, I know where I am and what happened. And oh my gosh, I died. I'm so young. I was so young. I had so many plans. Oh my gosh. And still within this
crazy
60-second period, it hit me. I'm a spirit. I'm not a body. That's not me. That's my body. But this is me. I'm up here. And this is the real me. I'm a spirit. And I don't know where I learned this. It just happened. It just all of a sudden happened within that 60 seconds of time. I realized that I am a spirit. I have a soul, and I used to live in that body right down there. And all of a sudden, it all made sense. I realized that I'm a spirit. I will live forever. I was alive, not afraid, not in any pain. And there's my body down there. And watching that I had been crushed up against the instrument panel of the cockpit and was obviously dead. Some people came from Lockheed.
Hey, guys, really quick, me and you are not the body. Nobody is we are not the body, guys. Hey, really quick, guys, we're not the body. And as soon as you realize that, hey, we are not the body, guys. Do you believe it's you? Do you believe me? Do you believe I'm me? Do you believe I'm me? Hey, you are not the body. you see that? Hey, out of the body, out of the body. Experience out of the body. Out of the body experiment. Out of the body experience. It's called a and that's really quick, guys, that's literally an out of body experience. And you are not the body. I'm not the body. We're something else. And again, we have more proofs. What else do you need?
Skunk Works is right there. Some of your audience might know what that is. The black operations of Lockheed Martin there in Hollywood. This 3 engineers come running over. And I have pictures of this, by the way. There's a beautiful picture of the whole crash just moments after impact. And the Lockheed pilots, the engineers, came over and they checked the first guy dead, second guy dead, third guy, me, looked dead, and there was no blood flow and no movement. And there was fuel everywhere. They could smell it. It all made sense. Everything was hot. So there's going to be a fire any minute. Run back, though. They all ran back. Don't blame them for a second. And to make a long story short, a paramedic who I have never been able to find, he came down and gave me resuscitation. I was put in an ambulance, and my spirit and my soul was out of my body. And some people will call this a ride to the ambulance, the ambulance a ride to the hospital, but I call it more of a chase because I wasn't really in my body. I was outside the ambulance knowing that I had to stay near my body. And I don't even know how I did it, Jeff. I don't know. I don't understand hardly anything. But I followed my body, looking through the glass, watching them work on me. And apparently I was alive. And I get to the hospital and they put my body in a gurney and I follow the body and I go into the emergency room.
Dimensions are around us all the time. We're just not aware of them. And in some of these dimensions, there are cities, there are people living, but we don't know about them, they know about us. The reason we're not aware of them is because they're vibrating at a different frequency. If you ever watch a fan blade or a propeller blade, when it speeds up, it becomes invisible. That's the way these dimensions are. They're vibrating at a different frequency, and that's why they're invisible. And there's thousands of these. Some people say, oh, there's only like the 4 dimensions, or maybe 5 at the most. I said there are countless dimensions. They're thinking in the baby terms, the simple terms of the 4 dimensions that we're aware of. There's many, many more than that because it's much more complicated than we can think of. Now the ETs, the ones in the UFOs, use these dimensions to travel because all they do is change the vibration of the craft to go back and forth between dimensions. So you don't need to have, like some investigators I've worked with want to know, what kind of fuel do they use in the craft to get from here to that star out there? And they're having the hardest time understanding it's not done that way. It's done with thought. And they go back and forth through dimensions. Really like Star Trek, you know, when they say engage and Mach whatever, and they are there because they change the vibration, the frequency of the ship.
Supposedly, you're sitting on a bunch of money right here. You showed up at the shoot with $3.5 million in cash?
Yeah. Steve, I was trying to mirror a photo that I seen that Muhammad Ali took.
Well, we have this photo right here. This is, there's Ali, okay? His $1 million getaway, all right? Getaway, $1 million getaway. But you know, they have Photoshop now. Why did you have to be real for you? Or why couldn't you just put like a $100 bill on a stack of construction paper? Like the same way I pay my taxes.
I like how you act like you don't have a lot of money, Stephen.
I'm very comfortable. Yeah. I do fine. I do fine, but I don't carry
very
$3.5 million.
I do fine.
They're in the same team.
You're on season 10.
No matter what.
That is some kind of an artificial background, an artificial sky, yellow. Looks like wires, maybe? Yeah, that's trippy. That's trippy.
100%.
Hold up, let me get another angle. Gotta see this. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody help me understand that. Somebody help me understand what the heck that is. Look at no, that's the sky's tripping. Big time. Big time, baby. Big time.
Wow.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Get out of the way. Look at this.
And you telling me we're not in a simulation?
So who's keeping the secrets? How are they keeping the secrets? And why would they keep it secret?
Yeah, the why is an interesting one, and that was the hardest thing for me to unpack in the 1990s prior to my meetings with people. But what I discovered is that this is a science and technology story more than an alien, whatever, fantastical story.
Right.
And that is, imagine technologies where you can, on this table, some little space this big.
Right.
You could have a device that would run your house or your car or your business, pulling energy out of what's called the 0 point or quantum vacuum. Now, these technologies have been around for decades. This is what the Lost Century, that documentary is
100 years of...
100 years, and it's been around a long time. But the more refined ones also allow for motion and going up, you know. So these technologies would completely terminate all oil, gas, coal, nuclear power, public utilities, petrodollar, all of it would go.
Nothing personal. They want to keep you in the dark because, hey, technology means domination. Shh, don't say anything. You don't need to know. But guess what? We're still gonna push, and we're gonna keep pushing every day. If you enjoyed this live, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me. Smash that subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.